Now let's talk about average, all right? Let's put you right here, right dab middle of our matrix. What's that like? All right? I'm going to tell you it fucking sucks. It sucks to be fucking average. You want to know why? First one right off the bat. This nice red line here, that's a divorce threshold at 50%. Half your marriages are going to fail if you're average. Actually, it's higher. And they should fail. They're average. You want extraordinary and you're average? Were you extraordinary in your thinking, in your selection processes? Were you extraordinary in your commitment? Nah, you're fucking average. And you have mediocre results to show for it. Is this something you're going to invest in? Anything that's average is at risk. Life will weigh it down. It takes work to be fucking average. We know that. These people coming here and these people here, there's a shitload of work to be done here. This isn't the sweet spot we think it is. It's mediocrity. And mediocrity is a handrail for people that can't support themselves. Mediocrity is a handrail for the weak. Recognize that in yourselves. Fight it. Let's look at some cultural overlays. We showed before that we have a difference between men and women, between hypergamy, a woman's interest, and a man's interest, which is hypogamy. We can take the same individuals here, okay? Same identical value systems, they're at the same point. We're going to have vastly different conclusions. What does culture tell women that their role is? Typically that they're supposed to be nurturing, supporting, caring, okay? We know in the sexual marketplace, women are not expected to carry the emotional burden of any of the processes known for selection. Okay? At no point do we have an expectation that that hot woman's going to come over and open you, that she's going to initiate the conversation, that she's going to move and guide that conversation along into something else, that she's going to initiate and ask you out for a date. Furthermore, culturally, we know she will have no obligation to carry the financial burden. Okay? That's going to be all on you. All right? Ultimately, culture tells women that they need to marry up. They need to seek better. They need to marry up. And it's reinforced again and again and again. All right? Let's talk about the average guy. Okay? What's he taught? You need to be dominant. You need to lead. Okay? It's your responsibility. Your responsibility to initiate. Your responsibility to go after the girl, to bring it along, to take all the emotional and psychological risks. All right? Every pickup artist right now who's come here to talk has relayed intimately how they were psychologically damaged by that process. Somewhere along the line they were hurt. And it has reflected and manifested itself as them in men. These are lasting risks. These aren't simple things. Just go ask the girl out. Yeah, we can slough it off, but the reality is it helps shape who we are. All right? We also know men are obligated to carry the financial burden. All right? That's a risky proposition when you're having to carry that. You're going to have to make decisions on what you can afford, the decisions you make. All right? And ultimately, as men, we're taught to protect and to provide. Sounds nice. Provide. It's got a nice ring to it. What's another word for that? How about marrying down? Sound nice now? Each and every man here is expected to marry down. To choose a partner that is less than himself. His lesser. What's that look like? Here's the sexual marketplace with the cultural overlay. These are her options. 3 times as many as his. How do you feel about the sexual marketplace now? Do you think it influences decisions? Do you think it influences how you perceive yourself, your opportunities? Not a whole lot of options for men. Not many options, okay? And a tremendous range and diversity for women. We understand who the hot bitch is, right? Not us. Okay? We also recognize something else. When we talk about her wanting to marry up, this is significant. This is where it turns. This is her prime zone. Okay? She's going to be looking for guys here. These are options, but that's where she wants to go. And that's nature. That's hypergamy. Okay? We're going to talk about that in a second. Let's look at just from the female perspective. What does it mean to be a woman?
Come on the stage, my man. Awesome introducing you, and I can't wait to watch what you got.
My name is Socrates, and I am here to champion a cause. It is a cause and also a pathway that has been terribly degraded and demised in recent times. It is also a pathway and a destination that I hope changes in our society. But at this time in life, in where we live, it is immensely a dangerous environment. And I don't mean it facetiously. I mean it is terribly a risky endeavor. I'm not talking about a... We know somebody who's out of control, okay? We know somebody who's just not physically a specimen of the human species we want to put forward. They know it, okay? Not only that, on a social level, they don't have the social skills available as well. They are not projecting those elements of worth and value and standing within our society. It's true. Not quite true. This is a hot or not scale. All right? This is why I know that hot or not isn't the only criteria. All right? We have 4 different individuals lined up here. And their sole response for getting a relationship, for finding what they want, marriage in this case, they apply what skills? If your only game you have is how hot you are, you're going to be pushing this vector right here. That's awesome. They're going to be hotter, they're more desirable, everything else. Problem is, only these individuals are actually relationship potentials. This is when you're getting tempted to date these people. These people here, nobody wants to be in a relationship with them, and they're not. All right? There's a harsh reality here. The market's responding. If you're not in a relationship and you're just focused on beauty and attraction, you're not going to get here. You can't get there by doing this. You're going to highly amplify your physical presence. All right, think about that for a second. You're going to highly amplify your physical being. Then you're going to act in a hyper-dominant way. Traditionally. This is the traditional form. Not only that, you're going to get aggressive sexually. Let's put all that together really quick. Over-amplify your physical presence, getting socially dominant and aggressive, and sexually domineering with people that are not dialed in socially. Anybody see a problem happening here? Anybody see a train wreck? I sure as hell do. All right? It's not just a train wreck. Let's talk about their clientele. What are you going through? Because that's the only thing you guys really care about. You really don't care about what ends up happening there. You actually care about your experience. What are you going to go through? You're going to go through initially a very creepy phase. You put in a little bit of effort, you're going to be a creepy fucking dude. You only put in a small amount of effort, you are going to be creepier than fuck. Okay? Just being honest. Now, nice, there's a degree of reprieve here. See that? Enjoy it. That is beautiful. You're good enough the way you are. You just need to be more beautiful. Remember that sliding bar? You just need to be more beautiful. Not virtuous, more beautiful. What do the women magazines push? Beauty or virtue? Product. That's right. They're not pushing virtue. This sucks. If you're a woman and you're average, it sucks to be you. I'm talking to you. All right? What do? You better woman the fuck up. Really. You need to focus on virtue and learn those skills and apply those skills. Otherwise, you're here. Let's take it a step further. Let's talk about the guys now. Average guy.